President Bola Tinubu has called on West African nations to end the practice of exporting minerals without processing them locally, a trend he described as the pit to port dependency, urging instead for investment in regional value chains, manufacturing, and innovation. Speaking today at the inaugural West Africa Economic Summit (WAES) held at the Bola Tinubu International Conference Center in Abuja, the Nigerian leader stressed the urgency for collective economic transformation across the region. However, in his keynote address, President Tinubu warned that international or inter-regional trade within West Africa remains under a 10%, which he attributed to not to a lack of political will, but to poor coordination, calling for actionable steps to drive development in the region. The summit, an initiative of President Bola Tinubu in his capacity as chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, precedes the 67th Ordinary Summit of ECOWAS, scheduled to be held tomorrow at the State Conference Center in Abuja. According to reports, the WISE aims to deepen regional economic integration and enhance trade and investment cooperation across the sub-region. In another news, following the application of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for the registration of the All Democratic Alliance (ADA), championed by Atiku Abubakar-led coalition, the governor of Kaduna State, Ubasani, has played down the move, stating that there is no state. Ubasani revealed that has played down the move, stating that there is no state or there is no form of threat of coalition against President Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Senator Sani affirmed this during a televised interview yesterday while reacting to an announcement of the National Opposition Coalition Group led by Atiku Abubakar. The governor stated that the new coalition party seeking registration with the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) does not stand a chance to beat the president.
I just hope we have more time. I will come to you with the statistics. In 2023, I look at the poverty index in the whole 23 local government of Kaduna State. Don't forget, I was a chairman Senate Committee on Banking for 4 years. So I can tell you because of that knowledge and the information I had. I look at the poverty index in Kaduna. Out of the 23 local government, 17 local governments, I look at the poverty level is about 70%. That was the statistics as of 2023. And that was the reason why I told you that our issue of insecurity have to do with economic crisis. Because when we are talking, people cannot take approach. It's about good governance. That is the issue. What did I do? The first thing I did was signing executive order.
He berated most of the people criticizing Tinubu's government, adding that they were not in the scene where himself, Tinubu, and others were fighting for democracy, for justice, for good governance, and rule of law.
They can borrow.
Also, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo has dismissed the formation of the All Democratic Alliance (ADA) as neither a political coalition for a merger, calling it a weak attempt to mimic past political successes. In a statement on his X handle, Keyamo reacted to the emergence of ADA, a new political party recently backed by the Nigerian National Coalition Group NNCG. Recall the opposition figures under the NNCG had submitted an application to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) seeking the registration of ADA ahead of the 2027 general elections. Meanwhile, the Special Assistant on Digital Media Strategy to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Damola Olanrewaju, has accused the media of adding to their challenges, especially on reports of the adoption of the All Democratic Alliance (ADA) as the opposition coalition platform. He said this today in a tweet on his X handle, adding that he was surprised at the wide report that the ADA is the opposition coalition's platform ahead of the 2027 elections. He maintained that ADA has not been adopted by the coalition, stressing that the public will be informed about the appropriate choices and decisions reached by the coalition on ADA. And away from politics, the Nigerian Correctional Service and COS has suspended two of its operatives after it was discovered that a convicted inmate tried to process an international passport while in custody. The service public relations officer, Abubakar Umar, made this known in a statement today in Abuja. According to Umar, the misconduct was detected through the automated passport application system operated by the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS), underscoring the effectiveness of ongoing interagency collaboration and cooperation. He added that the implicated officers were suspended by the Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Services Board (CDCFIB) under the leadership of the Minister of the Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunjojo, as part of disciplinary measures. And back home in Ekiti State here, the State Commissioner of Police, CP Joseph Eribo, has commissioned the newly constructed Divisional Police Headquarters in Ayede Ekiti, a project fully initiated and completed by the Ayede community. The station, built with the support of the local stakeholders, also includes essential amenities to aid the smooth operation of law enforcement in the area. Speaking in the event, the executive chairman of Ayede LCDA, Prince Aderemi Samuel Ajayi, expressed appreciation to the CP for honoring the community with his presence and assured that the police of the continuous support from the local government and the people of Ayede in the fight against crime. In his remarks, CP Joseph Eribo commended the people of Ayede, especially the traditional ruler, His Royal Majesty Oba Abdul Mimi Adebayo, for the unwavering support for security efforts in the region.
Community policing. Why? And we are even going further. We call it now inclusive policing. That is, everybody, all hands must be on deck to fight our common enemy, who are the criminals in our midst. There are fewer, we are more. But because sometimes good people sit down when things go wrong, until it start affecting them personally. That is when they will not know that there is fire on the matter, and sometimes at that level it might be.
Dignitaries present included the Vice Chairman of IAD LCDA, Honorable Mrs. Abejide Comfort, Secretary to the Chairman, Honorable Adekunle David Oladipo, members of the ATAA in Council, and representatives of various ethnic groups, including the Tiv, Ebira, Igbo, Gede, and Fulani communities, who all commended the development and pledged their cooperation. And now Nigeria's first female fighter pilot, FLT Lieutenant Kafayat Sani, has once again made a remarkable achievement at the prestigious Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College, GAFCSA, Accra, during the college graduation ceremony attended by top military officials and dignitaries from across Africa. This was disclosed in a statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information of the Nigerian Air Force, NAF, Air Comrado Ehimen Ejidabo, today in Abuja. According to the report, Sani emerged as the best allied student and winning the Best Assistant Commandant Paper Award at the event. You're listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ido Ekiti still to come. Army launches manhunt for perpetrators of killings in Benue Plateau. Others do join us again.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes! Right at Oladoyin Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your events on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talking. Simply visit us at Oladoyin Palace, Ido Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803 526 5812 or 0916 340 0878 or 0806 511 4430. You can also call 0806 380 8891. Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
Thanks for joining us again. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ido Ekiti. And for happenings around your news enquiries, please contact our newsroom on 0915 786 8095. Now to the rest of the news. At least 24 people have been killed and several others injured when a female suicide bomber detonated an improvised explosive device (IED) at a crowded food joint in Konduga town, Borno State. Report says the attack occurred around 10 p.m. yesterday night when a female bomber entered the popular food spot before setting off the explosive. A combined team of security operatives, including military personnel, police explosive ordnance disposer (EOD), and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear CBRN teams, tactical units, civilian joint task force, and local hunters responded swiftly to the incident. While the area was condoned off the search with no additional explosive found, authorities say the body of the bomber was however shattered by the explosion, with only her head recovered at the scene. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima has condemned the suicide bombing attack that led to the death of a local food joint in Kunduga local government area of Borno State yesterday night. In a statement today, Shettima described the incident as heinous act of terrorism against innocent civilians. He urged relevant agencies to expedite investigations into the incident and ensure that victims and families of the deceased received urgent support. To the killings in Benue State, the Catholic Bishop of Jalingo Diocese in Taraba State, Most Reverend Dr. Charles Amoa, has called on President Bola Tinubu and the federal government to take decisive action against the perpetrators of the recent mass killings in Yelwata Guma local government area of the state. In a statement issued today, the cleric lamented the continued bloodshed in Benue despite repeated appeals and high-profile visits, including President Tinubu's recent condolence visit to the state. The cleric expressed dissatisfaction over the continued killing in Benue State despite repeated appeals and visits by top government officials, adding that the people of Benue are not just statistics but fellow Nigerians which deserve protections, dignity, and peace. And while the Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has assured Nigerians that the military will bring to justice those responsible for the recent spate of killings in Benue, Plateau, and other troubled parts of the country. Oluyede gave the assurance today in Akure during the Nigerian Army Headquarters Second Quarter 2025 Media Chat organized by the Department of Civil Military Affairs. The event was themed Military Media Cooperation and Collaboration, pinnacle for enhanced national security and development, represented by the General Officer commanding GOC 2 Division, Nigerian Army, Ibadan, Major General Obina Onubago. The COAS said the military is fully committed to restoring peace, particularly in the North Central region. Also, the Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Lieutenant General Lufemi Oluyede, has deployed an additional 300 troops to volatile communities in Benue State. General Oluyede has also ordered the immediate review of existing operation frameworks of Operation Wild Stroke to curb the menace of incessant attacks and killing of innocent villagers by gunmen and other criminal groups. According to him, the division is in response of the Nigerian Army to evolving security challenges and its resolve to dismantle armed groups terrorizing local communities in the North Central region of the country. The items delivered include over 100 motorcycles, troops carrying vehicles, and personal protective equipment. And to the business side, the spokesperson of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and Company Limited, NNPCL, Olufemi Sheneye, has resigned. Sheneye disclosed this in a statement made available to newsmen today. He said he would no longer be the spokesperson for the oil giant, as he has stepped aside from his role as Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPCL Limited. He said he wants to devote more time to his family and attend to personal responsibilities that now requires his closer presence. And on the foreign scene this evening, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is the biggest obstacle to regional peace, that Israeli attacks on Iran right before a new round of nuclear talks with the United States aim to sabotage the negotiation. Addressing Arab League diplomats during a meeting of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) in Istanbul today, Erdogan urged countries with the influence over Israel not to listen to its poison and to seek a solution to the fighting via dialogue without allowing a wider conflict. He added that Israeli attack on Iran show that Netanyahu and his government do not want any issue or any matter to be solved diplomatically. And on entertainment this evening, award-winning singer Tiwa Savage has opened up about motherhood and career challenges in an exclusive interview recently. She discussed that the challenges of balancing a career and family life, particularly during the lockdown when our home studio blurred the line between work and personal time. She revealed that she often found herself working late into the night, compromising precious moments with her son. And finally on sport, world record holder Tobi Amusan produced a fantastic performance at the 2025 Diamond League in Paris, clocking a season's best time of 12:24 seconds to finish the second place in the women's 100-meter hurdles. The time marks our second fastest ever, behind only a world record of 12 seconds posted in 2022. Amsa came storming through the final meters, crossing rapidly on Grace Stark of the United States, who had burst out of the blocks with intent and held on to win with personal best in meeting record of 12:21 seconds, a time that marks the fifth fastest woman ever over the 100-meter hurdles. Jamaica's Accra Nugent finished third in a quick 12:30 seconds. And with that sports story, we end this edition of News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ekiti. Just before we go, the highlights again. We told you that President Bola Tinubu has called on West African nations to end the practice of exporting raw minerals without processing them locally, a trend described as pit-to-port dependency, urging instead for investment in regional value chains, manufacturing, and innovation. We also brought to you that the Ekiti State Commissioner of Police, CP Joseph Eribo, has commissioned the newly constructed Divisional Police Headquarters in Ayede Ekiti, a project fully initiated and completed by the Ayede community. And finally, we reported that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Oluyede Olufemi, has assured Nigerians that the military will bring to justice those responsible for the recent spate of killings in Benue, Plateau, and other troubled parts of the country. And that's News Express this evening on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olujudos Palace, Edo Ekiti, on behalf of the production crew led by Joel Ogbue. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Many thanks for listening.